Okay, someone asked me to draw John Wick, and I've actually drawn him before. But this time I want to try to draw him as I would at a live event. So I'm going to start off just with a silhouette of his head shape and his hair shape. So his face shape is much taller than it is wide. So I can stretch that out. He's got like a widow's peak there. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on these shapes, but here's like a hair shape. All right, that's where his eyes will go. I know that looks like a mess, but all I need is the major shape. Let's see what we can do here. His eyes are kind of small compared to his face, so I'm gonna draw them a little smaller than I normally would. He's got dark brown eyes, so I'm using the a method where I draw a large pupil. I'm just using up lots of ink, add a little highlight or leave a little highlight, and then some shadow. And because it's just ink on white paper and it gives the illusion of a dark eye, then the eyebrow. Okay, so I'm seeing this type of shape on his eyebrow. I'm noticing there's a lot of straight lines in his face, so I can maybe exaggerate that. But it's sort of like a stretched out triangle. And this marker is rough. The tip on it has been used so much that it's kind of frayed and making a rough line. The bridge of the nose. Eye on the other side. I'm having to concentrate here because this marker, the tip is kind of frayed, so I'm having a hard time getting those nice smooth lines. And a tiny little line there for the under eyelid. Oh, I forgot that. There we go. I found this other photo where his left eye is slightly raised up and curled over, so I'm gonna just improvise and use that eye. And another trick, if you want to make someone look angry, push their eyebrows on top of their eyelids. It automatically makes them look like John Wick has got an enemy in his sight. Another way, and something else I see, is this wrinkle. Now we've got angry eyes. Okay. Now his nose. I mean, just looking at the photo, it doesn't look like a long nose, but if you compare it to someone else's nose, then it starts to look like a long nose. So that's something I can definitely exaggerate, and let's do that. So I'm drawing his nose much longer than it is in the photo. nostril, and I want to get the shape of the nose. He's got a unique shaped nostril. It comes up like this, and then you can see the fold a little bit like that. It's in 3/4 view. That's why you can see this one better and that one not as much. All right, so we stretch this out. And so there's a principle. It's called the water balloon principle. When you smash in one part, it stretches the other. Or if you stretch one part, it smashes in the other. And so that means the from the nose to the bottom of the chin is going to be automatically smaller. He's got a large mustache, so I'm going to leave room for that. Then I'm drawing an upset mouth with like downturned corners. Okay, so for the mustache, it's kind of trimmed in a very specific shape, so I'm just going to like cartoon style draw the shape and color it in. He's got dark hair, so I'm just going to color it in thick. You could almost do it as just solid ink. That would probably look just as good, if not better. Then we've got this shape under his lip. It's like a crescent shape. Let's see. All right, now I'm going to try to stylize this. He's got it trimmed in such a way, but it looks kind of rough in the photo. But if I stylize it and make it like perfectly trimmed, which I can do because I'm drawing, I see that kind of shape. Okay, I think I'm going to switch to my big marker. By the way, this was a Zig Cartoonist marker. If you can read that, it's a Mangaka Flexible Medium. I highly recommend those. Now, here's probably my favorite marker to draw the outside lines. This is a Tombow brush pen. I've got the large brush size tip on this side, and I got a small hard tip on that side. All right, let's see. Look at the chin. It looks straight, and so I'm gonna make it straighter. Make it like impossible. It's so straight, this kind of a straight line is impossible to even put on a human. Because that's a form of stylizing or exaggerating. If I think I see a straight line, make it super straight. A curved line, make it super curved. And then if you can ever put those two right next to each other, it looks awesome. Okay, so now we've got the high cheekbones. I mean, first his brow comes in a tiny bit, but the cheekbones are high. They come in like this, toward the chin. But I'm not finishing this line. I'm going to leave room for his jaw, which comes out a little bit right here. I'm kind of doing a curved line with a sharp angle. All right, let's do the forehead right now because there's like a widow's peak. An interesting shape, like there's a curve there. It's like the letter M. few hairs you can see underneath that curve. His hair's coming down. All right, now we're just going to get the jaw on this side with the one line. I think I'm going to go like this, just so that you see a little bit of the jawline there. All right. Now let's fill in the beard. So, I'm gonna fill it in really thick. I mean, you could, like I say, just put solid ink there maybe. And this pen also is kind of running out of ink, so I've got a little trouble with each of my pens. But the cool thing about John Wick here, he has a very unique trimmed beard, and so that's going to hopefully help with the likeness. Basically, his beard is coming up like this, way up, and then like that. So it's up real high. There's this dip here, and then this stuff. So then you try to work it on the same on the other side, which it's at 3/4 view. Try to match it up. So far, so good. Now I'm just drawing the hair. That's kind of like a flow line of hair that I'm drawing. Actually, usually I draw the outline first, but let's do it. Okay. And I see some straight lines in the hair. To me, it goes this way, straight, then sharp angle. And over here, there's another angle coming back down. So why not make it almost mechanical with the straight lines? Just to be cool and stylish with it. There's a part in the hair. More straight lines. More straight lines. Hopefully I don't go out of camera too much, but more straight lines. I don't know if I'm going out of camera. I hope not, but I'm going to draw like his tight collar and tie. Hopefully you can see that, but I'm just drawing a V and a V, you know, almost like an X, and then connect that, and then the tie is just this. Then I can put maybe a okay, so then add some hair flow lines. I mean, it would really look good if I could go ahead and ink it in and get ink in his dark hair. But that's my John Wick. What do you think? Now let's try to ink in his hair and see if it looks better. So I'm just going to start on this side of the shape and push back away from it. And see, I'm starting off pressing down, then I'm letting up as I pull out. And that way the line starts off thick and then it fades out. Especially with a marker that's running out of ink, sometimes it helps to have a marker that's running out of ink. I know artists that hate a brand new marker, but they love a marker that's halfway out of ink because of this fade out method that's happening. Alright, now the next is to start at the part and pull off from that. Maybe leave a tiny space for a highlight there. Can't see his ear there because his hair is covering it. I'm really running out of ink. So I'm going to try to get this whole shape by starting dark at the bottom and pulling up. It's not the pulling that I'm trying to emphasize, but it's just the fact that it's dark on the bottom and getting lighter at the top. So basically I'm thinking of all this as one big shape and I'm just making it dark on either ends and light in the middle, but I'm leaving this big empty space, so I got to add some hair in here. Oh, this is a cool thing to show you. I'm starting thin. Let me say this right. Starting thin, thick, and thin again. And then do that a bunch of times. And that'll just like fill this space, hopefully. Okay, now I'm close to the edge, so I can start from the edge and pull back. So what I was trying to do is think of this all as one big shape, this whole side of the hair, like a giant lasagna noodle, and then make it dark on the top, dark on the bottom of the shape, and then I didn't want to leave that big white spot with no shading in it, and so I did this in the middle, where it fades out on either end. And this is not perfect. I definitely need to practice this, but I think it came out pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if there's anybody else you'd like to see me draw, please put that in the comments and I will try to do it. Alright, thanks. I'll see you on the next video. One more thing I need to add, and that is his smile lines. This wrinkle here. I think that does it. Perfection. Oh, just kidding.